What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without fervor, and without faint. I want to share with us what I titled Making of a Disciple. If you listen to the video I made yesterday about family war, I show us how, they use religion, Christianity, the book they wrote to create war among us, and this war is raging. There is no family in Africa, there's no black family that is not experiencing that family war everywhere. So, but I mentioned about how Jesus, which is the New Testament God, that's the New Testament white supremacy, said that for you to qualify as his disciple, you must hate your father and mother, wife, brothers, sisters, and yourself. You must hate yourself to be his disciple. So I want to show you how they began to make us disciples, white people. They made us disciples that we are fighting among ourselves. We hate ourselves because they found out united us, like when we are united, we are unstoppable. When we are united, we can build great things. We can do great things. So they brought division, they brought hate and war among us. And this making of a disciple, some people don't know that when you say a disciple, that's another word for slave, making of a slave. A disciple is a slave. I remember when Mr. Simon, I think he's in abroad, and he always said that he's a disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I shake my head. And, it's because, people think submitting themselves to another person makes them maybe smart. No, it means you are stupid. You're not supposed to be a disciple of anyone. You are not born to be a disciple. You are not born to follow. You are born to lead. It started even in your mother's womb. You were in that womb, but you say you're coming out. That's when they say your mother was in labor. You came out. You took the lead. If you didn't take that lead, you will be there and stillborn. But it's time for you to get out. No power can keep you there. You take the lead. You were born to lead. You are a leader. I've been saying that. Remember when I made a post about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I asked him, why is Nnamdi Kanu your leader? All of you supposed to be leaders. All of us supposed to be leaders. But some of it, they are indoctrinated and brainwashed telling you, all of us cannot be leaders. One person, no, all of us can be leaders. Leading one another, leading each other. All of us can be leaders, doing this something, achieving this. That's why we say, come, let us build. Come, let us do this. We are leaders, gathering as leaders. Then we make decisions. This is what we do. All of us are leaders, and we build together. Nobody should be over you. Nobody should be your master. You should not bow to anyone. You should not bow to anyone, no matter who they are. You are not born to be a disciple. A disciple is a follower. A disciple is a person that have dead brain. They don't have their own mind. A disciple is an imitator. They don't have originality. Slaves don't have their originality because they're slaves. So everything about them, their identity, their ability, everything is stripped from them. Slaves are used just as disciples are used. And you see many people today being comfortable of being disciples. I like to be led. Let me be led. You remember how they make you disciple, like in Christianity? They tell you as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. So you need to be led. Be led. Let the Spirit lead you. So you don't use your own mind anymore. You don't use your own brain. You are being led. And that's why I tell you that the Holy Spirit is a lie. Because when Christians want to lie, when people want to lie, people that are religious, people that say they are worshippers of God or that, when they want to lie, they said God told them. They are telling you that they are disciples of God, they are followers of God, you know. It's not from them. So you don't hold them responsible. Although they are lying to you, robbing you. But they tell you, no, it's God that sent them. God is speaking through them. And you stupidly believe them. Believe that God is speaking to them. But I'm happy, like in America, it doesn't hold in every case. Because in America, you can see Congress sue the priests, sue the pastors for lying to them or for robbing them. But unlike in Africa, our place, or mostly among black people, they will say, okay, leave it for God, or leave it to God. God will reward him. God, he robbed in the name of God. All that. No. These people are criminals, robbing you. They made you disciples. They make you slaves. Although they tell you you should not be slaves of men, but they want you to be following them. When they tell you they don't want you to be slaves of men, they mean men that are not in their circle, men that are not like them. They don't want you, if they are Christian, they don't want you to be Muslims. If they are Muslim, they don't want you to be Christians. So so long you are in their circle, you're following them, they say you are not slave. But for you to go to listen to another person, they say no, don't be slave of them, don't go. So making of slaves or making of a disciple, they make you disciple by faith, by giving you religion or spirituality. That make you a slave, because slaves are reduced. Hear how Jesus say it also. He said that a disciple is not greater than his master. Do you see the limitation? They limit you. He said a disciple cannot be above his master. He said the best the disciple can be is to be like his master. When he said, he did not say to be his master. He said to be, to imitate, or to obey his master. That's what they actually mean, to obey his master. Remember, Paul said that you should not be slave of men. Then the same Paul said that, follow me as I follow Christ. You see that? So, the same Paul that said to the Corinthians, don't be slave of men. Tell them to follow him as he followed Christ. In other words, he's hiding, telling you, no, although you are my slaves, but I am slave of Christ. But you good being my own slave. It's okay, you are my slave. But I tell you, don't be slave of men, but be my own slave. So somewhere else also he tell them that you may have many teachers, but you have one father. He became their father. Why the same Bible say that you should not call any man father? Disciples of Jesus should not call any man father, but Paul said that you may have many teachers, but you have one father. I am a father to you. That's you are my slaves. And that's why you see in religious family, they train their children, they raise up their children as their slaves. I remember when I was a pastor, a Christian wrote it. They call it also witchcraft. You know how parents raise their children. He says it's a witchcraft when you see a mother crying because a child did something she don't like. She said, I carried you in my womb for 9 months and you're doing this to me. You know, that's witchcraft, as they said that. But that's how all of us we are raised up in our religious families. They train us to be slaves. They train us to be disciples. We are looking for who to follow. Even some of us that say we are awakened today or we are the woke, you see, we are still looking for who to follow. We are looking for movement to join. We are looking for organization to join. And in that organization, it's not that all of us have equal rights to say whatever, to lead. Whatever organization, let me tell you that some of you that are saying that you are working and you want to start organization and all that, if all of you don't have equal opportunity, equal everything, equal say in that group, it's just another cult. It's just another religion. It's another organization. And it will be just like those ones you are against. You are against religion, that's also a religion, because where you see true freedom, where you see nature, everyone is equal, male and female. All of them are there together doing their thing. So, but when you come to those who are just followers, they are always looking for leader. Be my mentor, be my leader, be my this, be my that. That person you want to be your mentor, does he have 2 hairs? No. Everything that person was born with, you also was born with that. Whatever that person have, you have. He said that person know more than you in certain area, not in every area. There's also areas you know more than that person. So will that person bow before you as you are bowing before him? You say he's older than you. Fuck all that. When it comes to knowledge, nobody is older. When it comes to knowledge, nobody is older than you. What you know, you know. And when you know, you cannot unknow what you have known. Understand that you were not born to be slaves. You are not born to serve. You are not born to follow. You are born to lead. You are born to live. But they use all this nonsense. They tell you about God, about leaders and all that to make you slaves. And that's why you see them using you. The politicians using people to get power, to stay in power, to rule over them. And you see all that happening and people think is the right way. No, it is not. And that's why we are calling us to wake up. They made you a disciple to control you, to take advantage of you. And you are the one supporting them or fighting for them because you are their disciple. So when you see somebody that bring to light, you know, their atrocities or their evil or their mismanagement or their crooked stuff, you get upset. How dare you speak that about my leader? How dare you speak that about my father? How dare you speak that about my so-called person? Why not? If you see something that is wrong, you have to speak it about it. You have to say it out. You may not have power to force people to do that, but you have the power to sow seed. You're supposed to bear witness. You're supposed to be a sower. You sow that seed of knowledge. You bear witness to that truth. That's how you speak the truth to power. They may not accept it today, but they will accept it tomorrow. Because the truth shall prevail no matter what. So don't let anyone take you for a ride again, making you to be their disciple. No, you don't supposed to. You're not supposed to be imitating others. You're supposed to be yourself, unless you are imitating one another. If I imitate you, imitate me. That's balance. Okay, let me give you another example. Since, you know, that's what they used to brainwash us. Now you see some people going to, like the Catholics, they go to priests to confess their sins. But you know, that thing is against even what their Bible says. Their Bible says that they should confess their sins one to another. Their Bible never tell them to go to the priest and confess any sin. Some of them will quote, I think, a book of Luke, telling you that Jesus said to his disciples, whoever sin you're forgiven is forgiven. Okay, his disciples. All of you are disciples of Jesus. All of you Catholics say that you are following Jesus. All of you, both you and the priest, all of you are disciples of Jesus. So if you can go to the priest to confess your sin, the priest also is supposed to come to you to confess his sin. So the priest should not be your master or your father, as recorded your reverend father. You are stupid calling a man who is not your father, father. The only man you should call your father is your biological father. If that man is not your biological father, it's not your father. Even though he adopted you, he is not your father. So when it comes to you going to somebody to learn, is that person learning from you? I learn from everybody, everybody. I'm not only sharing my posts or speaking on my posts only. No, I share anywhere I see knowledge. It doesn't matter. Even people that cannot type it well, I edit it. I know what they're saying. I spread it. That's why I say we are supposed to be spreading the knowledge. Stop living like a disciple. Disciples are used. They don't have their own mind. They don't say their own mind. They don't think for themselves. They think according to what is written for them. They behave according to what is written for them. They don't have their own mind to say things they're supposed to say as they're supposed to say it and when they're supposed to say it. They are living in fear. When you join a group where you don't have a say, I mean, when I say a say, for example, where you see something going wrong and you are not allowed to say anything there, then leave. Why are you staying there? You don't force yourself to be there. It's like some people, they say that they don't believe whatever they're saying in the church, but they're going there, you know, for socializing or not that. No, those things are influencing your life. It's affecting your life. You will regret it because that seed that's sowing in you, whether you know it or not, it will take root. So that's why you support any group that does not welcome you, leave. Why are you fighting? Why you say you can open your own group? Yeah, you can open your own group. If you continue that, there's people that will see reasons with you. They will also be in your group. Why are you living as a slave? That's a disciple. You need somebody to lead you. To have your you can lead me, I can lead you. We're supposed to be leading one another. None of us, we are born to be slaves. We are not descendants of slaves. We were born to live. We were born to lead, all of us. So they make you slaves, and that's why you see most of our people are slaves. Let's go back to our families, our people, black people, Africans. Why are we still slaves today? Because that's how they made us. They used the book to make us slaves. They make us slaves of God. They say you have to be a disciple, a slave of God. You have to obey God. Have you seen this God? No. Can you see this God? No. So, which God am I following? It is written. A slave of paper God. You see somebody saying they are praying to God. Have you seen the God you are praying to? No. Can you see the God you are praying to? No. Where is this God according to the paper? You are praying to a paper God. Then you haven't seen this God, but you believe you are hearing the voice of this God. Okay. How do this God speak to you? You see, he said you hear his voice in your head. So from paper God now, it became audible God. You cannot see this God. You cannot see the body of the God you say you are praying to or you are worshiping. But you believe you can hear his voice because a book says so. Remember, I used to believe that place in Hebrew that said, today, if you hear his voice, harden not your heart. So when we then say, if you see his presence, if you see his person, you cannot see his person, but you can hear his voice. Come on, say imaginary being. That's imaginary being. That's a fairy. Paper God, audio God, but you cannot see that God does not exist. That's how they made you slave of God, and that's why you see black people dying for God. Everything. I was watching this comedy jam. You know, they were recognizing all the comedians performing there. So when they brought these three ladies on the platform there with the lady interviewing them, one of them, I think, is it Underwood? Somebody, she's 5 now. Among God, she says, you know what? Yeah, you know, when you put God first, the Lord will make a way for you. You will not need to sleep with any man to get on top. I said, okay. So if the Lord can make a way, if you put God first, remember that's idol. It's idol. Anything you can take from somewhere and put somewhere, that thing is idol. It's man-made. There's a black woman in America where black people are suffering, still living as slaves till today. Talking about putting God first because she got chance to be performing or maybe become millionaire. You see, That's how they make other people slaves. I put God first. Then I did not sleep with any man. I get it. Okay, so after you get it, you start sleeping with men, right? So why not continue not sleeping with men? So if you can put God first and the Lord will make a way for you, you will not need to sleep with any man to get it. That's certain. You don't need any man to have a child. The same Lord should make a way and give you children. Why do you need to fuck any man for anything if you have a God that can do everything for you or anything for you? Black people. That's how they made us slaves of God, worshippers of God, disciples of God. You see a black man say, yeah, I believe in God. You believe in God, you are suffering. I believe. Who told you? My mama said, is you are not always mothers. Then let me talk about the Jesus, because I shared the video yesterday about the woman, you know, it was old video. So when Facebook showed me my memories, so I decided to share it again. Then I added some words there. I said religious mothers are wicked. They are wicked to their children and to their family. Religious mothers, I'm telling you, religious mothers are more wicked than religious fathers. You know your family, you know how you grow, because they're the one that will be forcing you to go to all the church activities. And you know, some of us, we care about our mother so much. When she made her face like that, you have to, okay, let me make my mama happy. They tell you Jesus died for you. Jesus is your savior. And you believe. Jesus, a white man. Not a black man like you. A white man died for you. After white people kill your ancestors, they made you believe that a white man died for you. And when you go to white churches, all they have is white Jesus. But when you go to black churches, all they have is white Jesus. No black Jesus. And these black people will tell you they are free. They are not slaves. They know what they are doing. No, you don't. You believe in Jesus. Jesus is the sweetest name you know. But you can't see this person, Jesus. Why can't Jesus be the sweetest person you know? Not sweetest name. In the name of Jesus. No. Have you seen this Jesus? No. Can you see this Jesus? No. So how is Jesus sweet to you? For you to be suffering, for you to be stupid? That's what religion does. It makes you stupid and ignorant despite your level of education and exposure in life. You are well educated, but you still believe in Jesus. You are stupid and ignorant. It doesn't matter who you are, that's what you are. You may say, no, I'm not. That's what you say, you believe in Jesus. You are stupid and ignorant. You chose to be so. You don't supposed to be so. You were not born to be so. You are the one that chose to be so because you chose to believe their lies. But that's why I am calling you to wake up. So you can live your life well. Free person. Leading yourself. Lead the life you need to live. Let me keep this thing as I close. Many of our people are traveling home now. They are going for Christmas. Those of you that still believe you are following God, you are following Jesus. It's not a prophecy. It's something that happens in our land. You will be humiliated. You will be insulted. Your family members, your village people, they will humiliate. That's if they don't kill you though, but you will see how they humiliate you this year. And I'm calling on you to use that humiliation to wake up. Use it to think. If there is God, why is it the same people that worship the same God with you are the one humiliating you? The same people, you believe all of you are following the same God, worshiping the same God, worshiping the same Jesus. They are the one humiliating you, insulting you, and you are taking it. Let this December be the last December you will be a disciple of God. Let this December be the last December you will be a disciple of Christ. It is time you begin to lead. It's when you lead, you trash God. You are no longer submitting yourself under any God. You don't need any God to lift you up. You lift yourself up. It's when you become a leader, you trust Jesus. You don't need Jesus to save you. You save yourself. You are the one that feed yourself. When you get sick, you are the one that look for medicine or look for for healing. Jesus cannot do that. Let this December be the last December you will be a disciple. You can make it happen. You have the will and the power to make it happen. God.